Doing? If you like reseller content, board game content, toy content, like, subscribe, comment below. Every once in a while, you get lucky. So went into a couple of thrift stops today, standing there, and guy puts this on the shelf, and I pick it up immediately, and he said, "Wow, okay, just put that down." Like, yeah, I know. And I asked him, "Do you think it's complete?" He said, "Yes, it's complete. It has both ships in it." Like, well, banger. So, Broadsides and Boarding Parties from Milton Bradley, 1984. Uh, Highly sought after vintage pirate game. Uh, let's see. 17th century pirate infested seas of the Caribbean. Chart your course to sink the enemy ship or seize its captain. So, it's a board with two ships, and you got your figures, you got your cards, you got your tokens. This is going to be an absolute banger if it is complete. And I don't know how well this comes across on camera. Homeboy taped the holy hell out of this box with packing tape. And every little bit of box I lose is going to dramatically affect the value of this. Now, the fact he taped all the corners indicates that all the corners are broken. Obviously, that would be an issue to keep this thing all together if all the corners are completely torn through. And while collectors obviously don't like it, um, they like it a lot more than a heavily taped up box. So we've got to remove this. Like I said, 1984. This is a 40-year-old board game, and we have to be very careful removing tape. And, I don't fault the guy for doing it. I just wish he had not gone absolutely ape shit on this. It's really, really bad. It is everywhere. It's in fact taped around the entire outside, top and bottom. So I'll do a little bit of this on camera, but then I'm going to pause it because it's going to take quite a while. But, that's a reseller thing. I like to talk about how you do this if you run into this situation. Because if you pull this, it's going to rip the picture off the box. So you hold your tape and you pull it in the opposite direction. So I'm going to pull it like this. And you do so slowly. And you make sure you really ease up when you get to the end of that tape, because it'll flip and rip. The last bit of tape off will come with the picture. When you get to the edge, you do this kind of like soldering motion, and you can work the adhesive off and generally leave most of the picture. You're never going to get 100%, especially where we're coming up on these corners here. And obviously, when you get your piece of tape off, you can check your work and see how much of it you lost. But so far, I understand this is largely off camera, but I'm trying to be careful, not so much monitor what is being recorded at the moment. Yeah, this is a mess. All right, I'm going to pause this and just get as much of this off as I can. We are 10 minutes in. I freed the top of the box, and now I'm doing the bottom. So the bottom of these boxes, the white part, is actually the hardest to get off. I don't know why. It might be because it sits on its bottom more often than not. The tape adhesive gets more of a grip, or it might just be that the clear or the white bottoms stick worse. But one tip I wanted to give on doing a project like this, don't be afraid to cut off like tails of tape. So these would be hanging off like so. If you're rotating the box and not paying attention to every corner that you've already freed up, it could reattach. It could reattach elsewhere. It could reattach in a really bad way. And the tails don't actually help. If I were to pull this rather than pull it right next to the box, it changes the tension for some reason. So I have to be extraordinarily careful on the bottom of this. I did really good on the top, but the picture is really nice. But I can already see, like, right this down here, this corner, that's already coming off. If I'm not careful, it's going to rip all the way across the box. 15 minutes in, and I'm just trying to show, I gotta be really careful because the logo's right here and the tape goes right across it. This soldering motion. And you want to listen when you do this because there's a distinct sound between the tape adhesive letting go and the paper ripping. So as soon as you get that one note of the paper ripping, you stop. And you can approach it from a different side. So if it caught on the top of this eye, I can actually go straight to this corner and see if I could get at it in a different direction. You already know it's ripping from this side. And if you keep going, you're going to end up ripping it worse. Thankfully, it's actually been pretty good. Other than the corners, which are double taped and already coming apart. 20 minutes in, and the final bit of tape. I actually had to stop going this way because it was going to start ripping because it was tape on top of this tape. The guy had taped it around this way, so I actually had to go the other direction. But again, so far, I haven't really lost much. But this is the most important part of the box here. So I got the Broadsiders logo completely intact. I just have to get this last corner. I didn't really lose anything. The only part that tore, that wasn't already torn, is this bottom corner, and it was torn before I even really started, and this tape, this old masking tape, ripped off. Now, I'm kind of leery of taking this off, because it's as old as the game, more than likely, and I don't think it devalues it so much, but if I can get it, yeah, I feel pretty good. I was covering up some of the text. And that one I'll leave alone because it's not actually covering anything. It's just there. And if whoever wants to buy it, wants to mess with it, they are free to do so. So we've unsealed the box painstakingly. Why would I spend 20 minutes taking tape off a box? You'll find out when we go to price this thing. So if I was buying this just for parts, and parts is obviously always an option. And I knew that there was a parts market, but not so much a game market like I do with monopolies. I just rip them open. Whatever. This, I want to keep my options open. Because if I have this complete and this box isn't a disaster, and for 40 years old, this looks pretty good. I mean, you got a little bit of scuffs around it, but the front picture looks great. The corners, I don't know why he taped up the corners as much as he did. They're actually intact. They're on their way to ripping. Kind of see on this one, the bottom is torn about a quarter inch down, but the top is actually okay. I don't know if he was just flustered with the box, but we're gonna bust it open, see what's in here. Hopefully it is complete. So we have one ship, 2 ships. Pieces. The board. Cards. Let's go a few bits at a time here. Transfer some of this stuff to the top because table of contents is on the bottom of the box. This is looking really good. What do we have? We have game board. Oh. No, I don't think this is complete. We'll have to see. Alright, I haven't played this before, but I feel like it's missing something. Right, we have the ships. Adjust the camera here, now that the giant box isn't there. Alright. So, these are the ships. The grid work. I don't know what it means exactly. Not a lot to them. It's just 2 pieces put together with the... You trap the cardboard in the top. Cardboard looks good. This one is missing one of these, like, mast pegs. This would be. Hoping they're in the box somewhere. Alright. So then we have masts. 2 large and 2 small masts. And that seems right. So one would assume go somewhere in there. I don't know. Unless these are for a different ship. These have the USS Monitor. I don't know if that's thing. USS Virginia. So they might have been doing some, like, whatever, playing a certain way. USS Virginia. I feel like that is from, like, the Barbary Wars. The Monitor, I'm not sure. But that's all piracy. I mean, technically, what is it, 16th century? Yeah, so the U.S. would have nothing to do with this, and USS would be a naval designation, and the U.S. didn't have a navy until, I think, the War of 1812. I think. So I don't know where this mast goes. This might be for a cannon. I feel like it has small ships. Okay. Just want to look at the picture. So I'm gonna get the parts out here. Okay, so we got like a little ship. We have more of these pegs. 1, 2, 4. I'm assuming they're numbered to ship position. Four, and that mast fits. Okay. 3. 1, 2, 4. I don't know. 3. What do I got here? 2 3s. A 1, a 2, another 1, and another 2. You would think it would go 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if it matters. Although some of these have a slot. I guess I can see which one takes this thing. Not that. Not that. None of these do. I don't know. Well, anyways. I guess I could look at the box and figure this out, or the directions. Let's see what we got here. We got a white ship. So I think it's missing stuff. So I'm assuming white and black. Got So we got all of our pegs. We got a black cannon. Sort all this out here. There might be only one ship. Maybe it's like a thing you can only attack the other guy, you know, at a particular time. I'm not sure. The layout looks like it's two ships fighting across like a land bridge of some kind. No, this is not good. We got a base, but the guy's broken off. So my dreams of this being 100% complete are dashed. It's still going to have value. And a significant amount at that. I meant to mention I paid $5 for this. So I'm getting out of this very much in the black no matter what. There seems to be way more white than dark. So this is probably not even playable in this way. Five, 13 white. Oops. 11 black. So that's clearly not correct. I have no cannons for white. So I don't know if cannons are just for everybody and they didn't make white cannons. I don't know. We've got dice, tokens, cards, etc. Let's see if we can find the directions. Okay, so we got the directions for building the ship. So I'm missing masts, I think. So we got or this is the top of a mast. I have no idea. Okay. So this goes here. This, I don't even know what this is. Is this even in the picture? I don't know. So the front one has the pegs. And it's 1, 2, 3. That's the front. Oh! Okay, this is not a mast. This is the... whatever it's called. The thingy that sticks out the front of your ship. I don't believe these had battering rams back in the day. I think they gave that shit up when cannons came out. Okay. So that goes there. So I'm missing a bunch of stuff for this ship. That's not good. Okay. Yeah. So I don't even have a complete ship. Again, not a huge loss. It would be nice, but... let's see if we can find the directions and figure out what I should have. So I got like an old advertisement for Dude Games. So, you know, it's funny. These all came out at the same time, presumably. We have the one we're looking at now, Conquest of Empire, and Allies and Axis, or Axis and Allies. I don't think these two were ever reproduced, but this one was. So this must have been the more popular of the three, and they kept going with it. I have them right behind me. I got them not that long ago. The modern version, but still. Alright, so we got our instruction booklet. It has some staining on it. Not great, but... so I'm just looking for the game parts. What am I supposed to have? Instructions, part sheet, token sheet. A ship, some masts that I don't have. Whoa, I'm missing a ton of stuff. That sucks. Alright. 20 cannons. I got like 8. That's not good. So I'm betting white actually have their own cannons, and I don't even have all the ones for black. 2 small ships. I got 1 small ship. 2 captains, 44 crew members. I got no captains and 24 crew members. 30 playing cards, 2 dice. Okay. Now, we're going to have to look at examples of these when we dig into it. So now I'm at a position where this is probably not even playable. In the state it's in, the masts are one thing. That's decorative. I don't think the masts are involved, being they're above the board and they don't have... I don't think you'd be climbing masts, necessarily. Maybe you do. I don't know. But missing more than half the pieces, I don't think this is playable. So now I'm looking at it. Do I sell it as a big chunk of here's a game, it's missing a lot of stuff? Or do I just part of it? So I'm going to move these ships because they're kind of in the way. So we can check the board out. But it's in good shape. Oh, upside down. See here. Not upside down. Okay, it's odd layout. The Seahawk and the Royal Isabel. I guess you have your ships here and you fight across these islands. And maybe the ship here and here is actually the setup, I'm thinking. You must have to bring your little ship and board the big one or something. I'm not really going to read too much into it because I can't play it by myself. 1, 2, 3. I don't know what that means, the guys. So the board's in good shape. So I'm in a position where I can sell an incomplete game for somebody that wants to collect, and maybe they'll put it together. They'll find the pieces, or I could just sell, all of these pieces. I could do it individually. We're going to have to look and see what's out there and kind of make a determination on that. Definitely not complete. Not even close. Alright, so 30 cards is what it said. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 red. We have all of our cards, such as it is. This is just like maneuvering stuff for the ship, remain in place. Damage, turn. Okay. So I don't know, maybe you use these on the board to represent the big ship. Would make sense. Alright. I got all my red. I got all my green. Now, what did it say about tokens and dice? No, it said 2 dice. This is taped up, but I gotta open it up to look at it. We got 2 dice. I don't know if there's supposed to be a red and a white. How many of these tokens are we supposed to have? It doesn't say. Token sheet is what it says. So after you punch them all out of the sheet, you'd end up with some amount. We'll count them up, and then we're going to go into looking at what we got online to kind of figure out where this is going to fit and what the game plan is on this. So we got 5, 10, because this is definitely going to be scarce. I doubt they made a ton of copies. It was not reproduced, I don't think. At least I've never, ever, ever heard of it, even. Hmm. 26, 30, 39, so I'm probably missing one of these. If I had everything else, I'd be really sad, but at this point, it just is what it is. All right, let's look at some examples of this. I'm going to put this back and out of the way, and we'll start checking that out. All right, so here we are. How many of these are out there? How many are in great shape? I have to figure out the price. As you can see, the reason I was excited to grab this is these are starting at $100 and then going up. So got 22 for sale. This is missing pieces. I don't even really need to click on these to know mine's probably going to be on the low end of what's out there. So this guy's missing cards. It's about all I have. His box is in about the same shape as mine, but he's got way more stuff. He's looking for 100 with free shipping. Okay. Now, we've talked about this before. You don't have to sell stuff right away. I don't, certainly. I can sit on this. So the fact that this guy's selling for 100 free shipping and he has a better product, I don't have to put mine up for 80. And we'll look at what actually sells here in a minute. I don't have to, though. It's a 40-year-old board game. It's not... It's eventually going to sell no matter what price tag I put on it. The market will eventually catch up. It has to. Supply and demand, the supply of this game is very finite, obviously. 21 for sale is not a lot of game. And some of these clearly aren't even the same game. So, oh, it's an older game. Okay. There's an older version out there. But this one, no game board. Okay. And then we're going to get into parts here. And if that's going to be our avenue, we're going to see. This is Game Master Series. I don't know what that means. His box is in much worse shape than mine. This guy's complete, $250. This guy wants like $30. But he's saying replacement parts, so we don't know what's in it. This guy has just the ships complete for $200. So there's very few of these out there. Very, very few. Somebody wants $300 for the instruction manual. Bless your heart. Okay. Let's go to sold and see what people are actually buying. We got 10 sold. So as soon as you see read description, that means it's not complete. And this one, $130. This one is maybe complete, and it's probably because you don't know how many counters you're supposed to have. So you put a question mark. Went for $170. Another read description one for like $70 or $80. These are moving. Missing 2 pirates. I wish I was only missing 2 pirates. For 90. So these are going. So that's interesting. So it said only 10 results for whatever reason. But as you go down to other results, there's actually quite a few more sold. So the sell-through on this is actually higher than the amount sold. You know, this guy's selling 5 tokens, and he got $10 out of that. So this was reproduced. Oh, wow, this is old. Milton Bradley, 1962, but this is American Heritage Broadside. It might not even be the same game. It may be that this was like colonial in nature, and then they decided to make it pirates. It definitely was not reproduced after this date because we haven't seen any of those. So what are we listed as? We're not seeing parts for sale other than those couple of tokens. So if I wanted to sell my parts, I would be kind of the only guy out there doing it. The thing is, there's not enough of these for sale where I could expect my parts to really sell well. You know, near complete, 150. Yeah, so this is tough. I have a game board that I can sell. It's in good shape. The box, some people have like kind of banged up boxes. This isn't good enough to sell as a box, I don't think. The board is good enough to sell as the board. The ships, the cardboard decking's complete. The ships are fine, but I don't have the mass. I don't have enough pieces. I have all the cards. So I could do the cards for like 20. I could do the board for 20. I'm not going to do any of that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to list it for $80. And I could list it for more and sit on it a long time. But because it's not playable, I think what I'm going to end up doing is somebody's going to want it for $80 to complete their own game. And they'll probably then sell all the parts. And I'm going to leave meat on the bone for that person. You know, they'll complete their game because I might have the cards they need. I might have, you know, they might be missing 3 pirates, 2 cannons, 4 tokens, whatever. And then that person has a game that they can flip. And if it sits for a long time, I can part it out. Or if people message me about it, which sometimes they do, you know, I can see if I could dig into it and get something out of it, but in the grand scheme of things, I paid $5 for it, and I'm going to likely get $60. I'm guessing. I'll probably do 65 and then charge for shipping and go from there. And then people can also contact me if they don't want the box, and actually reduces shipping pretty significantly. This box is fairly big. And when you get past certain dimensions, the shipping goes way up. So it's going to be a 16, 16, 6, I believe. 16, 15, 5. But yeah, awesome pickup. I wish it was better, but I really can't complain for $5. So if you like reseller content, toy content, board game content, pirate content, like, subscribe, comment below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.